In a remote corner of Central Asia, far from the rest of the world, between vast steppes and enormous mountains, lies Mongolia, the most nomadic country and one of the most peculiar on the planet. This fascinating place is filled with mysteries and curiosities that captivate the imagination of adventurers and travelers from all corners of the world. Now, you are about to get to know it, so get ready to explore Mongolia's intriguing and mysterious culture in this new video of my Unfiltered series. With a history marked by the greatest and most powerful empire of all time, led by Genghis Khan, and a tradition deeply rooted in constant movement following the migration of their herds, Mongolia presents a unique nomadic culture. The life of the Mongols is strongly connected to nature, and their traditional dwellings, known as jairs or yurts, reflect this bond, being easily disassembled and transported. These circular structures are made of felt, usually produced from sheep wool, and offer a cozy space for families who inhabit the steppes. In addition, the diversity of practices and beliefs in Mongolia adds a fascinating element to its cultural identity. For example, there is a tribe where women are free to choose several lovers, in a tradition known as wandering marriage, which illustrates the autonomy and ability to choose in this culture. This freedom for women is a unique characteristic that contrasts with many societies around the world, showing the depth of social relationships and the value placed on individuality. The Mongols have strived to preserve their culture in a constantly changing world, facing modern challenges like urbanization and external influence. Traditional music and dance, such as the famous throat singing, are examples of how the Mongols keep their traditions alive. And the surprises don't stop there. Mongolia is also believed to have preserved an ancient tradition of marriage by abduction, which you will learn more about later. Though seen with a critical eye in contemporary society, this practice reflects the complex social and historical dynamics of the Mongol people. Beyond its captivating history, Mongolia is home to incredible wonders, like the famous Gobi Desert, with its breathtaking landscapes where sand dunes blend with unique rock formations and surprising wildlife, including Bactrian camels and gazelles. Lake Kuvskull, known as the Blue Pearl of Mongolia, is another natural treasure whose beauty leaves anyone speechless, with its crystal-clear waters and majestic mountains in the background, attracting both tourists and locals seeking a retreat in nature. This vast Central Asian country has a rich and ancient history. In ancient times, Mongol nomadic tribes inhabited the expansive steppes and prairies, living off hunting, fishing, and pastoralism. As the tribes united under common leadership, prominent figures like Genghis Khan emerged, managing to unify the Mongols and found the Mongol Empire in the 13th century. This empire grew rapidly under his military and strategic direction, leaving a lasting legacy that still influences contemporary Mongol culture. The greatest of warriors, Genghis Khan, conquered a vast territory that stretched from Eastern Europe to East Asia. To get a sense of the magnitude of the Mongol Empire, its area was larger than the combined territories of Russia, China, and India. In other words, the Mongol Empire spanned a territory that exceeded the sum of the square kilometers of these three enormous countries. The communication infrastructure and road systems he established allowed unprecedented cultural exchange between nations. This empire stood out for its military strength, extensive communication and trade systems, and its religious tolerance, making it one of the most influential empires in history. Genghis Khan, whose real name was Temujin, was born in the 12th century and became the supreme leader of the Mongol tribes after decades of internal conflicts. His military talent and ability to unite scattered tribes under one banner led him to found the Mongol Empire in 1206, conquering vast lands and establishing the most powerful empire of all time. The efficient administration he implemented, with a meritocratic system, was also crucial to the empire's success and longevity. Leaving aside Mongolia's powerful past, let's explore its best places, starting with the capital, Ulaanbaatar. This city is not only the largest in Mongolia but also the largest capital in the world in terms of area. To put it into perspective, the entire surface area of Luxembourg would fit within the capital of Mongolia, one of the facts that make this country so unique. Ulaanbaatar is a vibrant cultural and economic hub where modernity and tradition coexist, evident in the contemporary architecture rising alongside historic Buddhist temples and traditional markets. The city is an ideal starting point to explore the vast landscapes Mongolia has to offer, as well as a showcase of the rich culture and history of the Mongol people. Mongolia's surface area is immense, but its population density is among the lowest in the world, with around 2 people per square kilometer. This means that, in an area larger than Peru, Mongolia has only 3.3 million inhabitants, while Peru has over 33 million. This situation is largely due to the nomadic lifestyle the Mongols have preserved for hundreds of years, adapting to the harsh environment and seasonal changes that characterize the region. The nomadic way of life not only shaped Mongol culture but also the way its people relate to the land and natural resources. During the winter, Ulaanbaatar transforms into a magical and unique place, with vast spaces and little pollution. The Mongol capital is covered in snow, and the clear sky shines with stars. The streets are lit up with festive lights, creating an enchanting atmosphere that attracts both locals and visitors. The cold air invites people to bundle up in scarves and gloves, while children enjoy making snowmen and adults take the opportunity to enjoy warm drinks like arag, a fermented mare's milk that is one of the symbols of Mongolian culture. During this period, the city becomes a paradise for winter sports enthusiasts, with options for skiing, snowboarding, and sledding in the nearby mountains. Ski resorts, such as the Chinggis Khan Resort, offer modern infrastructure and challenging trails, attracting both experienced skiers and novices. In addition, there are outdoor ice skating rinks, where you can glide and have fun with friends, creating unforgettable memories under the brilliant stars. But the fun in Ulaanbaatar doesn't stop with the sports. The city also offers the opportunity to explore local culture, with winter markets filled with traditional crafts, yak-wool clothing, and delicious local dishes to warm the body. These markets, like the Narantul market, are true cultural treasures, where visitors can find everything from decorative items to typical delicacies like buz, a type of steamed dumpling filled with meat. The diet of the nomads is simple but nutritious, based on dairy products, livestock, and garden produce, reflecting ancient knowledge on how to sustain oneself in a challenging environment. The Mongols deeply value their bond with nature and show an admirable respect for the environment in which they live. This connection manifests not only in how they cultivate their food but also in the traditions they celebrate. One of the foods that makes Mongolia unique is its delicious ice cream, which is especially enjoyed during the summer months. Legend has it that a group of Mongol warriors, returning from a victorious battle in the desert, had the brilliant idea to mix fresh snow with mare's milk to cool down. This mixture solidified, creating a delicious treat that became a symbol of Mongolian creativity and innovation, showing how the environment can influence local gastronomy. Did you know that Mongolia is also famous for having one of the world's most unusual beverages? It's called sheep's eye juice. This peculiar drink, known for its invigorating properties, is made from tomato juice, vinegar, and of course, sheep's eyes. Although this might seem surprising to some, sheep's eye juice is valued in Mongolia for its unique taste and supposed health benefits, often served during parties and celebrations. The preparation of this drink is an important part of Mongolian culture, especially during traditional festivals and celebrations like Tsagaan Sar, when families gather to honor their ancestors and celebrate the renewal of life. After an animated celebration, winter festivals play an important role in Mongol life. During this time of the year, the city is filled with activities such as concerts, parades, and performances of traditional dances. One of the most popular festivals is Tsagaan Sar, the Lunar New Year festival, where families gather to celebrate with banquets and special ceremonies, symbolizing the importance of family unity and the passage of time. The festival is marked by typical dishes like mangal tai, a sweet rice cake that represents prosperity and good fortune. Continuing our journey through Mongolia, it's time to explore the most magical places of this vast nomadic land. The expansive Mongolian steppes cover most of the country and are home to nomads and their herds of horses and sheep. In these green fields, you can experience authentic Mongolian culture and enjoy the peace and tranquility of wild landscapes where life still pulses in harmony with the rhythms of nature. One of the most famous places in Mongolia is undoubtedly the Gobi Desert, located in the southern part of the country. This desert is one of the largest and driest in Asia, but it also contains oases, canyons, and unique rock formations, attracting adventurers and nature lovers. The diversity of flora and fauna in the desert is surprising, with species adapted to the extreme climate, such as the Bactrian camel and the saiga antelope. Mongolia is also globally known as one of the best places to find fossils. This is due to the fact that millions of years ago, this land was a true paradise for dinosaurs and other prehistoric creatures. Its arid climate and vast deserts perfectly preserve the remains of its ancient inhabitants, turning Mongolia into a real treasure for paleontologists and history enthusiasts. One of the most famous discoveries in Mongolia is the fossil of a theropod dinosaur similar to Tyrannosaurus rex, found in the Gobi Desert. This dinosaur is one of the most complete and well-preserved specimens ever discovered in the world, providing valuable information about the evolution of these creatures and their interactions with the environment. However, it is not just dinosaurs that have been found in Mongolia. Other equally impressive fossils have also been discovered, including dinosaur eggs and traces of prehistoric mammals. For example, in 2018, the skull of a primitive mammal, dating back 75 million years, was found in the Gobi Desert, adding another piece to the intriguing puzzle of evolution in the region. Mongolia is also famous for its dinosaur eggs. These fossilized eggs have been found in several regions of the country, especially in the Gobi Desert, and have allowed scientists to study the embryonic development of dinosaurs and their reproductive habits. These findings are a testament to Mongolia's rich paleontological history and attract researchers and tourists from all over the world. The discovery of fossils not only enriches our understanding of the evolution of these creatures but also highlights the country's importance in the history of Earth. In northern Mongolia, you will find Lake Kuvskull, one of the largest and most beautiful lakes in the country. Its crystal-clear waters and green shores make it the perfect place to relax and enjoy nature. About 136 kilometers long, Lake Kuvskull is known as the Blue Sea of Mongolia and is an important refuge for migratory birds, allowing for the observation of a wide variety of species, including ducks and geese. During the summer, the lake transforms into a meeting point for both tourists and locals, who engage in activities such as hiking, boating, and camping on its shores. Another characteristic place in Mongolia is the Kurlan River, one of the longest in the country. This river meanders through the steppes and mountains, creating breathtaking landscapes and providing water for local communities. Its waters are essential for agriculture and livestock, enabling the Mongols to cultivate their fields and maintain their herds. Along the river, there are several traditional villages where visitors can experience the nomadic lifestyle firsthand. One very important thing to know is Mongolia's extreme climate. In cities like Ulaanbaatar, temperatures can reach as low as -30 degrees Celsius during the winter months, making it essential to bundle up well and take precautions to avoid frostbite. The city, which is considered the coldest capital in the world, offers a variety of winter activities, but it's crucial to prepare properly for the harsh conditions. Despite the intense cold, Mongolia is called the Land of Blue Sky because it enjoys approximately 260 sunny days a year, creating an impressive contrast between the clear skies and the snow-covered ground. If you visit Mongolia, don't miss the world's largest equestrian statue of Genghis Khan. Located in the Tsanjan Boldog region, near the capital Ulaanbaatar, this statue, known as the Genghis Khan statue or the steel statue of Genghis Khan, depicts the famous Mongol leader riding his horse. With a total height of about 40 meters, it is one of the largest equestrian statues in the world and forms part of a tourist complex that includes a museum and cultural center, offering visitors a rich insight into the history and legacy of the Mongol Empire. While visiting the statue is impressive, it's recommended to avoid it during the winter due to harsh weather conditions. However, the experience of seeing the statue bathed in radiant sunlight on a winter's day can be magical. The complex also features a replica of a nomadic camp, where visitors can learn about the traditional Mongolian way of life. The predominant religion in Mongolia is Tibetan Buddhism, practiced by about 53% of the population. Although Buddhism has a strong presence in the country, other beliefs, such as shamanism and Tungriism, also coexist. Shamanism, in particular, is an integral part of Mongolian spirituality, reflecting the deep connection people have with nature and ancestral spirits. Despite only 8% of the population identifying as Buddhist, its influence is significant in Mongolian culture and daily life. The first Buddhist temple in Mongolia was built in 1586, marking the beginning of a long religious tradition in the country. Today, Mongolians often combine Buddhist and shamanistic practices in their everyday lives. One of the aspects that makes Mongolia truly unique is its nomadic lifestyle. To understand this, imagine waking up every day in a tent called a gur, yurt, beneath a majestic mountain, surrounded by wild nature and stunning landscapes. This idyllic scene is the reality for many Mongols who still live traditionally, following the migrations of their herds and adapting to seasonal changes. The gur, with its portable and insulated structure, is the symbol of the nomadic home, where families gather to share meals and tell stories. Waking up in the gur, the day begins with the fresh mountain air and the golden sunlight filtering through the tent openings. The family typically gathers around a small wood stove to prepare breakfast, which may include nutritious foods such as yak milk and dairy products, providing energy for the day's activities. Yak milk is a staple in the Mongolian diet, rich in proteins and essential nutrients. After breakfast, the family members organize for daily tasks. Some herd livestock across the vast plains, while others are busy repairing the gur or performing other domestic chores, such as making clothes and utensils from wool and hides. The nomadic life in Mongolia is marked by mobility and a deep connection with nature, where each day brings new adventures and challenges in this vast and magnificent landscape. This is the daily routine of the Mongolian nomads, a unique people who have adapted to the harsh climatic conditions of their land and continue to keep their ancient traditions alive. Their lifestyle revolves around nomadic pastoralism, where animals such as horses, sheep, goats, yaks, and camels are their primary sources of livelihood. These animals provide food, milk, wool, and means of transport, becoming indispensable companions for survival in a hostile environment. Mobility is one of the fundamental characteristics of the nomadic life. Mongols constantly move in search of fresh pastures and water for their herds, following migratory patterns that change with the seasons. In the spring and summer, when pastures are abundant, families camp on plateaus, enjoying the mild weather and lush vegetation. In the autumn and winter, with snow covering the landscape, they move to more sheltered valleys, where protection from the cold winds is vital. The traditional Mongolian tent, called gur or yurt, is the quintessential home. This circular and portable structure, made of wool felt, is easy to set up and take down, allowing families to move quickly. The gur is cozy and functional, with simple but practical furniture such as beds, tables, and wood stoves that keep it warm during the cold winter months. Life inside the gur is communal and warm, with each family member contributing to the well-being of the group, strengthening family bonds and the nomadic culture. This nomadic culture has allowed Mongolia to preserve extraordinary and peculiar traditions, such as traveling weddings. In a constantly moving population, where men were responsible for tasks such as hunting and exploring new spaces, it was common for many to get lost along the way. This led to the emergence of communities, such as the Masuwa, of Mongolian origin, which still inhabit certain regions of Mongolia and have created what is called the Kingdom of Women. The Masuwa are a nomadic community of about 40,000 people living on the borders of China and Mongolia, grouped in picturesque villages filled with wooden houses. Their isolation from urban areas and nomadic lifestyle have allowed them to preserve customs that are not found anywhere else in the world, such as walking marriages. After a coming-of-age ceremony, Masuwa women can choose their lovers, having as many as they want throughout their lives. The couples do not live together, and the babies are exclusively raised in the maternal families, with brothers and uncles assuming the paternal role. It is believed that these constant changes, dangers, and male life losses contributed to the maintenance of this ancient tradition. Before we proceed, we'd love to know what surprised you the most and if you'd like to visit Mongolia. Pause the video and leave your comment, as this is the best way to support us and help us keep creating interesting content like this. Thank you, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe before continuing watching the video. Although Mongolia doesn't receive many visitors and is not considered a very popular tourist destination, it is worth exploring its reality. Among the best places to visit in the capital, Ulaanbaatar, is the Ganden Monastery, an impressive religious complex that houses the largest Buddha statue in Mongolia. This temple, which is a vital spiritual center for the Mongolian Buddhist community, is adorned with magnificent works of art and provides a peaceful environment for meditation and reflection. If you're passionate about history, don't miss the National Museum of Mongolia, where you can learn about the rich history and culture of the country through fascinating exhibits that cover everything from prehistoric times to the modern era.